Despite having a more pure image than rock and rap, there are plenty of skeletons in the country music's closet. From the usual narcotics and liquor to domestic squabbles and even horse theft, the country music history has its fair share of wild stories. Here are the 10 most wild and crazy stories from the music genre's history. The time when Dolly Parton lost a Dolly look-alike contest. Now this must be one of the craziest things an artist has ever done. And there are plenty of people who enjoy paying cheeky tribute to Dolly Parton by sporting their own multicolored clothing. The country icon attracts look-alike competitions from her hometown of Sevierville, Tennessee, all the way to California. But perhaps the most notorious of these occurred in Santa Monica. In a 2012 interview with ABC News Nightline about her 2012 novel Dream More, Parton revealed that she participated in a Dolly Parton-themed drag queen pageant. While talking about it, Dolly told how she made herself look more like her. I just over-exaggerated. Made my beauty mark bigger, the eyes bigger, the hair bigger, everything, she admitted, only to lose to another contestant. The country queen quipped, "I got the least applause." Johnny Paycheck unleashed gunpowder and lead. You think Dolly Parton went crazy there? Well, hear me out on this one. This was one of those times when Johnny Paycheck was obviously not in the Christmas spirit on December 19, 1985. While going to Greenfield, Ohio, to spend time with his mother for the holidays, the country singer dropped by the North High Lounge for a short drink. Inside the pub, he was noticed by a fan named Larry Wise, who was thrilled at the chance to meet one of his idols. Paycheck was irritated from the drive, and the talk rapidly became heated. But you won't believe what happened next? When Wise invited the singer back to his house for a home-cooked meal of deer meat and turtle soup, an enraged Paycheck pulled his revolver, reportedly said, "Do you see me as some kind of country hick?" and fired a bullet at Wise, only missing his scalp. Paycheck was sentenced to 9 years in prison, but served less than 2 before receiving a pardon from Ohio Governor Richard Celeste. The time when George Jones commanded a lawnmower. This one's pretty funny to hear. George Jones was on a multi-day bender when his second wife, Shirley Corley, departed the house in the late 1960s, taking the couple's car keys with her. If her objective was to push her hard-drinking husband into sobriety, she should have also hidden the lawnmower. Well, what did he do? A stranded and thirsty Jones started the mower and rode its 10-horsepower rotary engine all the way to Beaumont, Texas, where he restocked his poison at a local liquor shop. Then he turned around and returned, covering a total of 16 miles. While talking about it, Jones said, "I imagine the top speed for that old mower was 5 miles per hour. He wrote in his 1996 autobiography, "I lived to tell it all. It might have taken an hour and a half or more for me to get to the liquor store, but I got there." Crazy, right? The night Johnny Cash fought an ostrich. But what happens when you get attacked by an ostrich? Well, let's see what Johnny Cash did when he encountered one. Now, Johnny Cash, the man in black, had many wild experiences, but one of the most unusual was his fight with an ostrich. In the early 1980s, Cash owned a farm in Tennessee where he maintained a variety of exotic creatures, including Waldo, a huge male ostrich. During an especially hard winter, Cash discovered Waldo anxious and belligerent. In an attempt to subdue the bird, Cash was assaulted, resulting in 5 fractured ribs and a big cut in his stomach. This odd encounter exemplifies Cash's wild lifestyle and his many unusual decisions. Willie Nelson lit up atop the White House. We do understand the fact that the White House's security is tough, but it can't keep Willie Nelson out. In a video interview with SiriusXM's Sam Roberts, the country icon and notorious toker admitted to smoking a joint on the roof of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue during Jimmy Carter's presidency. The narrative first appeared in Nelson's 1988 publication, Willie, an autobiography, although Nelson expanded on it in subsequent interviews. When questioned by Roberts if lighting a large one on top of the White House made him feel like a king, he answered pragmatically, "No, I was wondering how the F***K I'm going to get down." The time when Graham Parsons went missing. Dying doesn't get any more rock and roll than it did for country legend Graham Parsons? Or, more specifically, what happened after death? When the singer died at the age of 26 of an apparent mix of booze and opiates in a hotel room in Joshua Tree National Park. The Cosmic Cowboy had already informed his road manager, Phil Kaufman, that he desired to have his ashes scattered near Joshua Tree. So Kaufman did what any true friend would do. He grabbed Parsons' body and coffin before they could be returned to Louisiana, transported it to the desert, doused it in gasoline, and set it on fire. The body, or what was left of it, was later returned to Parsons' family and Kaufman was fined $750, but only for stealing the casket. There was no law in California against stealing corpses, the time when Elvis Presley played traffic cop. Elvis Presley may be considered the king of rock and roll and one of the world's most famous people, but he secretly aspired to be a police officer. It was more than a childhood dream for him, as he continued to acquire firearms and badges into adulthood, had a customized police outfit created for himself, and became an honorary deputy of the Denver Police Department, whose officers he became friends with and lavished with gifts. But that's not it. By the 1970s, Presley, who was in the midst of recording some of his greatest country records, had taken law enforcement into his own hands, driving around Memphis and pulling over residents for traffic offenses, using a police siren and rotating blue light he had installed in his Lincoln. The king would show his badge and admonish the drivers about their transgressions before letting them leave, not with a citation, but with an autograph. Dixie Chicks' political firestorm. Another crazy thing was witnessed here. In 2003, the Dixie Chicks, one of the most popular country groups at the time, were caught in a significant scandal after lead singer Natalie Maines condemned then-President George W. Bush. During a concert in London, Maines said, "We're ashamed that the President of the United States is from Texas." The backlash was fast and intense, with country radio stations rejecting their songs and people trashing their records. The episode generated a nationwide debate over free speech and patriotism, permanently affecting the Dixie Chicks' career trajectory, which was later rebranded as the Chicks. The time when Billy Joe went wacko in Waco. Billy Joe Shaver may be missing a few fingers from his lumber mill days, but he still demonstrated trigger-happy behavior in 2007 when he shot a man in the face outside a club near Waco, Texas. The fact that the Old Five and Dimers Like Me author did not really kill the man was just one of the incident's many strange twists. Shaver was at the pub with his ex-wife when the man, Billy Bryant Coker, allegedly brandished a knife and demanded Shaver meet him in the parking lot. Shaver, who subsequently claimed self-defense, shot Coker in his pickup truck after allegedly asking him, "Where do you want it?" The Texan attempted unsuccessfully to turn himself into Austin police, who were ignorant of his warrant, and then performed a gig the same night after posting bail. The time when Billy Monroe went Bible thumping. Bill Monroe, the father of bluegrass music, was also knowledgeable in gospel music, but one particular incident involving a Bible caused problems for the Grand Ole Opry star. On May 1st, 1989, the 77-year-old entertainer was apprehended and charged with domestic violence after an ex-girlfriend said that when visiting his house north of Nashville to recover personal goods, Monroe smacked her in the face with a Bible. The woman stated she was attempting to get Monroe to swear on the good book that he had not seen any other women during their time together. But the conversation suddenly took the opposite turn. The lady claimed Monroe allegedly knocked her down, kicked, choked, and twisted her arm. However, 10 days later, Monroe's accusations were dropped, and the Uncle Pen writer escaped jail time. So, what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to stay updated about more such videos. See you in the next one.